Hi everyone, and welcome to ECO 202. My name is Nicole Soto and I'm going to be your instructor for this term. I'm so glad to have you with us. This video is going to give you a quick navigation of our course and hopefully share with you some things that will help you be successful this term. You'll notice, just like in your other classes here at SNU, that your home page will bring you to a quick link of the announcements and some other links to university resources. The announcements are one way that I communicate with all students throughout each module week to let you know of upcoming assignments, share economic information that might be helpful to you, and lots of other things that I think you might find useful. So it's important that you know when those come up and that you're able to read them. So I encourage all of my students to sign up for the email notifications. So to do that, you come up here to the top where you see your name and your picture icon. If you've uploaded a picture, that's where it will come. Mine doesn't show a picture now because I'm in student view. But if you click here on that icon next to your name and go to notifications, if you scroll down, you'll see that you can sign up for various notifications, and you can sign up for a text message or an email. I've got the text message signups here for updated and new announcements and for assignments, as well as discussions that I've subscribed to, and for quizzes. One thing I do want to note is if you sign up for text message, SMS messages for announcements, you will get a notification, but it will not give you the entire announcement. It'll just give you the first few words of the announcement and the title of the announcement, whatever title I happen to give it. So that is a good way to know that a new announcement has been posted, but it won't give you the ability to read it. So I still do highly recommend that you sign up for the email. The email will give you the entire text of what I put in the announcement right there into your inbox. So that way you can read the entire announcement. The only point about that is that images won't come over, and sometimes it's harder to get access to some of the graphs that I share. So there is a benefit to coming to the class to see the announcement in full in case any of that stuff is shared. But at the very least, with an email, you have the ability to read all of the text that I write and get updates that way. So I think it's very useful, and I encourage everyone to do that here at the start of term. So once you make your elections, and you can sign up for other ones as well, although not as much happens on those as on the other areas, you would click Save. And those notification elections will be saved there. Now, if you do want to get to all the announcements to read them in full, you can click here, or you can also go to Course Menu, where you have access to a lot of the other things in the course, and click on Announcements. Most of the time you're going to be spending here in the Learning Modules area. And there's a couple things I do want to point out there to help you this term. Now this is going to look like most other classes you have. If you start in the Start Here folder, you'll have access to the syllabus. So if you haven't read that yet, I highly encourage it. We also have an ECO 202 coursework overview chart. So this is a chart that shows you each week what assignments are due, what graded assignments are due, and their point value. There are some ungraded assignments each week, and of course the readings that are assigned each week. So you do still want to go through the module folders each week, but this chart is a nice way to see what's graded for each week, so you can make sure that you haven't missed submitting anything. And then, of course, the assignment guidelines and rubrics is where you're going to access those documents to explain our milestones in our final project and our discussion expectations, and also see how you'll be graded on each of those assignments. Now, we are using My Econ Lab for this course. That's where you'll access your textbook and your homework assignments. So there's a link here to that, but your modules also have links to the graded homework assignments as well. So you can access that from either of those places. Now our modules are just like modules in other classes, so we have modules 1 through 8, and that's where you'll see the module overview, you'll see all the graded and ungraded assignments and reading assignments for that week, and also a wrap-up checklist. So that's another great way to make sure that you've done everything you needed to do for that week. Now the last thing I want to point out, because it's unique to our course, is this last module here called Final Project Supplemental Resources. And just like the name suggests, this is where you're going to go for additional resources for work on your final project that we hope will help you be more successful. So let's click there and take a look. Now what we have is a variety of resources to help you on your milestones, which are pieces of your final project. So it's broken up into 3 main pieces, and then there's a final project submission. So we have a template that walks you through how to do each part of this for milestones 1, 2, and 3, and the final project guide is the same idea but everything all put together. So the final project includes everything that you do in your milestone, plus a few extra items that you'll have to add for the final project submission in week 7. Now the final project in this course is a PowerPoint presentation. So each of these templates and the guide is put into PowerPoint, so you can see what it will look like. But you'll notice that when you click on this, it will show you a preview, and it doesn't quite look like PowerPoint. So this is actually a PowerPoint presentation, but it doesn't look like that at all. To access the PowerPoint presentation bit, you'll want to download that. So here's the download button, and we can click download right there, and you can either open it or save it directly. I'm going to open it to show you all what it looks like really quick. And here is what it looks like when I open it up. So you'll notice that it's got a blank sort of title page. You'll sort of fill in the template here. This is using the SNU background that we currently have for our PowerPoint presentations. You do not have to stick with this. You can come up here to design. You can pick your own look. There's lots and lots to choose from. So really there's no criteria around that, but the one we use in the template is the SNU one. The first one here is actually not tied to a particular critical element, but helps give you an overview of your 10-year time period that will help you in the rest of this. But what you'll see is that for all of these templates, each bullet is aligned with one of the critical elements that you're going to be graded on. So we go over how you can approach each of those critical elements and do a good job and get full points. One thing to note about the expectations for this project is that speaker notes are required. So this area underneath here, underneath the slide, is called the speaker notes. So when you give a PowerPoint presentation to an audience, your slide will have the high-level information, usually using bullet points, using graphics, using other sorts of visual elements. But then when you deliver the presentation, you go into much more detail with what you say. Because of the way our course is designed, you will not be able to deliver this presentation in person to your classmates or to me. So the speaker notes reflect what you would say if you were explaining the slide to an audience. So you're going to go into a lot more detail in the speaker notes area than you will on your slide, giving a full explanation. Usually it's about 1 to 2 paragraphs of writing, depending on how much information you have on the slide and what level of depth you need to go into explain it. Now, when you open your own PowerPoint presentation, a blank one, you might not see this area because we can adjust it. So sometimes it's all the way down. So you just need to sort of get your cursor over it so you get this double arrow, and then you can drag it up. And once you do that, you can just start typing in here. Type here. And then it's quite easy. And you'll notice that we go through the slides, and it explains, again, the expectations for each one. It also has hyperlinks. These hyperlinks either go to videos to help explain the concepts. These are from our textbook resource. So as you're working on it, if you want a refresher on any of these concepts, this is a quick and easy way to grab it. It also sometimes brings you to the data source. To access these hyperlinks, you will need to go into slideshow mode. So one way to access that is just to quickly click slideshow. I can just do it from the slide I'm on, or I can do it from the beginning. If I do it from the slide I'm on, it will look a little bit like this. It takes up the full screen though. And then now you see I get the hyperlink. I have that little hand icon, and the links are now active. So that's the way to get them to work. All right, so you can save this to your computer. I'm going to close it down. I don't need to save it. I've already got it saved, but you'll want to save it. And you'll want to save the others as well. I'm going to scroll back up, go back to our final project supplemental resources. So you'll want to save milestone 1 template, 2, 3 templates. You'll want to save the final project guide. The exemplar project is an actual student submission to show you what a finished product looks like. So I would encourage you to download that and save it to your computer as well. Then you have all those ready to go. If you lose internet connection for any reason, you'll still have them on your computer, and you might be able to get a little bit of work done that way, or at least review them. So that's always a good thing to get done at the beginning of the term and just have it ready for yourself. Another wonderful resource that we have in this course is a YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is where we post our recorded webinars, and it's also where we share other video resources from YouTube. So do be sure to check out that channel. Our webinars are the weeks of each milestone. So that's weeks 2, 4, 5, and 7. So you'll be invited to that as of next week. We'll send out the invite. But we also have all the past terms recorded. So if you want to look at past recordings, you're more than welcome to do that. And then Thursday after each of those nights, if you couldn't make it, you can get the recording from the night before as of Thursday morning. It'll be posted there. We also have links to various economic databases, the most user-friendly of which is FRED, Federal Reserve Economic Database. So that's where you'll do most of your work. But we have a few others here as well. We have some research sites. We have a video to show you how to use FRED. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. And some other scholarly resources as well that you might want to leverage throughout your final project. If you have any questions as the term goes on, please post to our general questions forum. That is up here. If you go to discussions, each course will have a general questions area. You can post any questions you have. I'm subscribed to this questions area, so I'll get an email notification as soon as you post there and answer your question as quickly as I can. And then your classmates will get the benefit of getting the answer too. Chances are if you have the question, others do as well. So I'm looking forward to a great term with you all. And like I said, if you have any questions as the term goes on, please post them here, or you can always email me directly. Thanks so much.